Wow. Apple juice is so good for you. No, it's apple cranberry. You should drink up. It's so good.
That's not juice.
Oh, wait, that's not apple juice.
Gosh, that's
Look, teaming up today, showing us how we can actually dye those Easter eggs and do it the natural without all the chemicals is Ken Wingard, and there is a science behind what makes those colors stick to that egg, and who would know better about that than Dan Kohler?
That's right.
Yes.
Right, so it's Easter, and it's time to sort of do the eggs. In the past, we've done the kits you buy, but there's so many kind of chemicals, and also I just don't aesthetically like it. And it sort of is kind of a quickie with the kids. So I wanted something that was going to be more beautiful, all natural, and actually give me sort of a learning time with the kids. So we sort of played around it with this weekend. I called Dan to sort of get the details, and then Coco, what did you want to do?
So people make Easter eggs.
So she came along as my assistant instructor.
I don't even see you guys anymore. That's all I'm doing is looking at that cute little face. So how is this all possible, Dan?
Well, everyone, go ahead and start putting your eggs in those little jars in front of you. The truth is that really all of the colors we know in foods come from about 3 chemical compounds. We've got carotene, which gives us yellows and oranges. We've got anthocyanin, which gives us reds and purples. And then we've got chlorophyll, which we know is greens and everything, right? And so, Ken called me and I went to the grocery store and I thought, all right, where are the most vibrant versions of all of these chemical compounds? So I collected that and then I went back to Ken and said, look, I know the chemistry of it, but I actually don't know how to dye eggs. I've never done this at home before. So that's why we're teamed up, because I can explain it, but I actually can't do this.
Next time we do Easter eggs, don't team up with the Jew. So it's like,
this is all new to me.
Jesus was Jewish.
I know. I don't know if he did Easter eggs. So I didn't go, everything he just said, I had no idea about at all. So I went into my cupboard, and I know how this works. You can do it with fabrics, you can do it with eggs, and all you're going to do is take your vegetable. Mine was much more trial and error. You're going to chop it up or shred it. I use beets, blueberries, onion skins, what have you, and then you're going to mix that amount of vegetable with the equal amount of water and just pop it in. And what you're going to do is cook it for about 15 to 20 minutes. And actually, we did this at home with the kids. We have some video.
All right, is everyone ready to start making eggs? Are you ready, Flynn?
Yes.
Are you ready, Margot?
Yeah.
Are you ready, Coco? Okay. So first thing we have to do is we have to make our color. You want to put those into a bowl? Okay, now we need to add water.
So it was so much fun and so easy, and with the kids it was they were really interested to know what color, what the vinegar did, which I had to call down and find out. And we went to the cupboard.
Wow. There you go.
And it was just it made the whole thing
All right,
just this.
they're all taken, and we just have to wait, okay?
The waiting was the hardest part, I have to say.
It always is for the kids.
First of all, I want to know, what does the vinegar do? And then what vegetable and fruits did you use?
So we add a little bit of vinegar because actually eggshells are made of something called calcium carbonate, and vinegar is acetic acid. Now acetic acid splits the calcium from the carbonate, and when we add a little bit of the vinegar in there, it actually helps that calcium absorb the color, and you can see.
But now I have to say,
yes,
a little bit of the vinegar. Because when I was doing it, a couple tablespoons, but then I got impatient and I put a ton of vinegar, like a cup, into my coffee one, and when I pulled it out, look at that.
Oh, that's terrible.
So what was happening?
So that's what's happening here. I've soaked eggs in vinegar for 1 day, 2 days, and 3 days. And you can see here on the first day, the carbon dioxide is actually coming out of the shell. Now on day 2, we're seeing all of that calcium fall apart. And by day 3, there's actually no shell left. It's just the membrane. All 3 of these were brown eggs, by the way, when we started out. So
it's like it's going to explode.
That's just the
Is that creepy?
That's the membrane holding all of the raw egg together. Now that's actually what vinegar is doing. Now when it comes to colors, here's what we used. We used turmeric to get this really beautiful yellow.
I'm good.
Then we got some just yellow onion skins, and this actually is one of my favorites.
Oh, that color is
mottled
beautiful.
orange.
I love
and it
that
gives
color.
Yeah, because those onion skins give it a lot of depth.
Here's red onion.
It's like a brown. I love
It's
that.
almost maroon. Now, red cabbage is interesting because cabbage is a pH indicator, so it changes depending on the acidity or alkalinity of a substance. So we got this bright blue from there because I added a little bit of baking soda.
And I was not that smart, so to get my blue, all I used was blueberries.
I want to take out mine.
You want to take yours out now?
No.
You want to wait? Well, good point here. The longer you leave them in, the stronger the color gets. So with my kids, we left them 20 minutes, but you left some of yours
Some of these actually I left in 2 days. That blue I took about 2 days. But the fun thing is with kids here, you put them in the refrigerator and it's a science experiment together. Have them open up the fridge every day and check on the eggs because you can see the vibrancy of the color really begins to change. And you can use white eggs or brown eggs and you'll get different. Right here.
Does it absorb the flavor of the vinegar?
It doesn't. Actually, these are all just hard-boiled eggs. Now you can see this is a brown egg that I soaked in red cabbage, and we got something like a mottled green here. So you can really experiment here with color combinations.
And I have to say, so once you cook it, so if you can take a look here, you've got this wonderful, all the colors come out of here. You want to actually take out your solids, and what I didn't do is I didn't strain it very carefully, and so my eggs, you get much more mottled because you got fibers and
But
some
I like
pieces
that.
in there.
I like
Dan's,
it a
he
lot.
strained them, and so you get a much pure, even color. So you got
That
lots
But
of
I like them both. They look like they're marble stones.
Don't they?
or something.
Yeah, and a lot of this, I think, Ken, you were using some pomegranate juice and some other
This
things.
is grape
Now,
juice right
those
here.
have a very high sugar content. So what you're seeing here is crystallization from a supersaturated solution of sugar crystals that are gathering on the eggshell, which makes for a really beautiful texture at the end.
Yeah.
But
It's also
that's
great to do with the kids. You're having fun, but you're also educating them, which I love.
And we don't really, it really shows us where colors come from in nature, as opposed to using, industrial chemical dyes. These are real colors.
Yeah.
Look, but that's how, before paint was discovered,
Yeah.
they
This is what we
that's
would have
what they
done.
painted
Right,
with.
exactly.
These things.
And I have to say, for all the parents out there, I know it's a lot of time and effort to do this, but the experience with the kids and what they learned, it made the whole thing just like such a more fulfilling experience, I think, for them and for me.
Plus, you
Yeah, what
don't have
about
all
what the
those
parents
colors.
learn?
I learned great, and what I did. Well, I had him over my shoulder. So try it. At least this Easter, go out, do something different.